What's up, my people? Welcome again to Gustavo Football Headquarters. The weekend is over. There were a lot of games during the weekend. Big results, big goals, big reactions. Yes, so as we are here, as we all know, this is the Premier League and La Liga review. These are the results of the Premier League. As we all know, it started with an early kickoff as Chelsea went away to Nottingham Forest and won by 3-0. Sunderland kept their solid home form by beating Wolves by 2-0. Manchester City and Erling Haaland continue their wonderful form as they beat Everton by 2-0. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, big game. It ended 3-3. Burnley also won at home by 2-0 to Leeds United. Brighton also beat Newcastle United by 2-1 at home. Fulham also lost at home to title contenders Arsenal. Tottenham also sat home and lost to Aston Villa, which came as a surprise to many after they scored first in their game. And now the biggest one, the big game of the weekend, as Liverpool, yes, Liverpool surprisingly lost at home to Manchester United. Sit, relax, and enjoy. Now, let's start with the biggest one. Manchester United won at Anfield since 2016. Yes, a very big surprise to many, but not to me. Yes. And I think with this game, there were a lot of things going on. There were a lot of talks around this match, as especially Liverpool was not in good form, losing 3 consecutive games. Galatasaray, Crystal Palace, and then Chelsea. So after the international break, people were really expecting Liverpool to refresh and come back stronger. But then Manchester United added to their woes by beating them 2-1 at home. Now, with this game, I think there were a lot of positives on the side of Manchester United. They really started the game like brightly. Just like they started against Chelsea, if you could remember, at home, they started the game very brightly on the front foot. Just that was the same thing that happened against Liverpool. They started very positively, and I think it really paid off. That gave them the edge, and then they got the early goal, right? And I think this early goal really helped Manchester United. After that goal, they still played well, defended very well. Everything about this game was on point today. Yes, so I think Ruben Amorim will be very glad as he finally has gotten his first back-to-back wins since joining Manchester United in the Premier League. Yes, you heard me right. He has gotten his first back-to-back wins. First, he beat Sunderland before the international break by 2-0 at Old Trafford, and then now at Anfield, beating Liverpool by 2-1. Now, here are some tactical analysis regarding this game, right? We all could see from last 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago when they played against Sunderland, that's Manchester United, we could see now that Manchester United are abolishing that playing from behind type of game, right? Now they are going direct just to ease pressure at the back line. You know, sometimes playing a lot at the back pulls a lot of pressure. Liverpool are a team that really press well. So playing a lot at the back can draw a lot of danger. So I think Manchester United trying to go long was a very positive thing in this match. And it really helped. And it eased a lot of pressure at the back. United have strong players, proper ball holding players up front. The likes of Cunha. That guy holds the ball so well. Right? So going long for him to hold the ball, to invite in attackers, was one of the best things that happened to Manchester United today. The likes of Mbomu, Mason Mount, everybody was on point today. Yes, so that shows you how Manchester United are really determined coming into this season. There are a lot of talks, a lot of noise around this team. Yes, so getting a result like this at Anfield really gives you that freedom. It eases that pressure going forward into the next game. Aside that, they are off the ball work rates. Everyone was working. Off the ball, it was man to man. No breathing space. We could see the hunger, we could see the fight. I would address this as a proper Manchester United, as a proper Barclays Premier League Manchester United team. That Barclays days, those Barclays days. Yes, this was how exactly Manchester United played. Right? So if this is how things are going to continue, I think Manchester United are really going to have a positive season under Ruben Amorim. And then, if you watch Manchester United from Sunderland to Liverpool, they don't rush with the press. Initially, when Ruben Amorim came in, he always wanted his attackers to press very high. The midfielders have to also follow. Then the defenders also follow as well. But then with the way they play now, it's like they are very careful and cautious with their press. Because that kind of press really leaves gaps behind them. Yeah, so I think Ruben Amorim has sat down and thought of this. This is not the Portuguese league. This is the Premier League. So he has to be cautious with this. And I think he has really started working on that. And I think it's really helping Manchester United from that Sunderland game to this Liverpool match. After this big win, are we still saying the formation is still the problem? That's the big question. Is this formation still the problem? It's a no for me, because I've always been on that notion. I knew this was not the problem since that Grimsby loss. Right? There's nothing wrong with the formation. If it's played well, it yields really big results. And we saw that today. Ahmad was on point. Mbomo on point. Everyone really stick to their task, and it really paid off. So this has nothing to do with the formation. It's a matter of personnel. The people executing the formation are the problem. So if they psych up their minds and want to continue playing like this, I think Manchester United will really do well this season. Now, on the part of Liverpool, as I said over here in the preview, right, that they are having big problems at the back. And it showed today. Kekes, bro, that guy is nowhere near Robertson. He can't lace Robertson's boots. But I don't know why Ancelotti is always with that mentality of playing Kekes ahead of Robertson. Bro, bringing in Kekes is not a bad thing. But then, at least, he should be coming from the bench and then watching Robertson while he play. Right? Coming from the bench is not a wrong thing, or it's not a bad thing. He's nowhere near Robertson. Yes, he has played with Bournemouth. He has that Premier League experience. But then this is Liverpool. This is not Bournemouth. This is a place where there's a lot of pressure. Right? And I also have this issue at the Liverpool defense. Virgil van Dijk. That guy is not helping Konate. Let's be honest. If you look at that Liverpool back line, Konate is the one doing all the work. Always going in for tackles. Always doing the hard work. While Van Dijk stays and guides like a bodyguard. Right? So I think with this, it's really causing big problems in that Liverpool defense. Kekes off. The right back position is also a big issue now, because Frimpong also hasn't been so fit. And even fit, he still hasn't gotten into the groove yet. Right? So I think Liverpool have to really go back to the drawing board, do a lot of things to get everything back on track. Because from where things are going, I don't think it's a good sign. Because they being title contenders and Arsenal opening a gap, it's a really big issue for them. It's a big deal. So Ancelotti and his boys have to go back to the drawing board and do better, because currently it's nowhere near good enough. Now to the camp of Maresca and the Abidjan Blue Boys. Yes, as we all know, Chelsea had a very impressive victory against Nottingham Forest, who sacked their manager just, I think, 15 minutes after the final whistle. During the game, their owner was nowhere to be found. Right? The camera focused on his sitting position, and he was nowhere to be found. Not knowing, our boss had gone down to write a sacking letter for Postecoglou. Yes, so I think Chelsea really did the job against Nottingham Forest by beating them 3-0. But then in the first half of this game, we all could see it was abysmal, right? It was so poor from Chelsea, and nothing was really happening for them. The likes of Garnacho, Andre Santos, the likes of a whole lot, right? Almost everyone in that starting 11 was somehow off, right? And then I think all was down to how Nottingham Forest really set up for the first half. They set up with 5 defenders, 3 midfielders, and then 2 attackers. And we could see in the midfield, solid midfielders. 3 up front, they had Awoni, right, as the striker. And you could see in that game that there were no wingers, right? So you could see that it was set up to just contain Chelsea for that first half, right? They were set up 5-3-2 to contain Chelsea for that first half and then hit Chelsea with quick players coming into the second half. Yes, that's what I think Ange Postecoglou wanted to do, right? Just contain Chelsea without wingers, come into the second half, introduce the likes of Odoi and Co, and then hit Chelsea on the attack. But then there was one impressive thing I liked about that game, especially on the side of Chelsea. Maresca didn't wait. Immediate change at halftime. Garnacho off, Santos off, Lavia off. He brought the key players all on board, right? Caicedo introduced. Gui, right, proper number 9, also joined in with Joao Pedro dropping to the number 10 position, right? And I think this really helped Chelsea. Coming into the second half, very early into the second half, Chelsea scored. And I think this really destroyed Ange Postecoglou's tactical brain or his intentions. This really destroyed Ange Postecoglou's intentions, right? Because he wanted to come into the second half, play a little bit more, introduce proper wingers, and then hit Chelsea. But then Chelsea took the lead very early. And I think that was the most important thing that Chelsea did during that second half, scoring the early goal, right, through a champion. Yes, and I think a champion. Let's talk about this boy. At his age, playing for Chelsea, in the heart of defense, right, very composed, fearless, passes very well. And then this weekend, he got his first Chelsea goal, right? This shows you everyone is good enough. Age is just a number. Yes, so if you are good enough. Yes, so that's very impressive from a champion for a lad at his age playing for Chelsea in the out of defense. Now, let's talk about the person who produced that wonderful assist, Pedro Neto. I think this guy has really played very well since joining Chelsea from Wolverhampton. Proper winger. Like, let me put it this way, proper old school winger, right? You see wingers like Pedro Neto, we hardly come across them in this generation. No fancy tricks, no flicks, nothing. Pure business, direct football. Put the ball into the 18-yard box for strikers to attack. Yes, that's what we knew wingers used to do. But then in this generation, you see a winger hold on to the ball, does a whole lot of things before you realize the defense has covered. Yes, so kudos to Pedro Neto for that wonderful assist plus a goal in that match. Yes, so kudos to Maresca. He's really doing a good job. With this game, he wasn't on the touchline because he got red carded. Now, there's an issue. Someone made a video asking if Chelsea go into the dressing room on their tactical board, do they teach them how to get red cards? Do they teach them how to get red carded? Because it's getting serious to a point that Maresca himself got red carded. And then in this game against Forest, Gusto also got a red card, which was so unnecessary. Right? So I think Chelsea really had to take this issue seriously and make corrections to it quickly. Now to the London derby. Now Arsenal are doing everything possible at this moment to win this league, right? Personally, I would love it if Arsenal win this league, but then we are not so sure of this club. On several occasions in previous years, they've done they've really played impressively. They've done better than this, right? Be on top of the table for a very long time, but then at the long run, they lose the league to either Liverpool or City. Yeah, so at this point, I don't think, or I wouldn't say I'm so convinced currently, right? Because I'm not so sure of Arsenal, but then they are playing so well currently, right? Everything shows they are moving towards the right direction. With City starting the league very poorly, and Liverpool at this moment not playing so well, I think this should be a very big boost or very big advantage for Arsenal in this title race. Yes, so I think Arsenal went to the cottage and won by 1-0. A goal from Trossard, a player who is really widely underrated, right? Super player. You don't hear a lot about him. No noise. He just comes to the field. That's the business. Yes, so I think Arteta and his men are really gearing towards the right direction. Now, in this game, right, there's something I've always been talking about, right? Arsenal and Gyökeres. Currently, there are a lot of talks around this guy. Big money signings, big expectation on him to do a whole lot, right? But then it seems currently, I think for the past 9 games, he hasn't scored a goal. Things aren't working so well currently for Victor Gyökeres. Arsenal are not playing to the striker. Gyökeres is not the type who likes the ball to be given to him to foot. He likes you to kick the ball in behind and then he make runs. Right? Kick the ball in behind, I'll make the runs. And I think Arsenal and their players currently are not really getting Gyökeres type of play, and it's really affecting him. You could see Arsenal are getting their wins though, but especially this win, it was a very big win, but then it wasn't so flashy, it wasn't so impressive, right? But then as title contenders, sometimes you don't get it flashy, but then you find a way, right, to win it no matter what. Yeah, so I think Arsenal did everything possible to win this game, and I think it was a very big plus because Liverpool also lost to Manchester United today, and that's advantage Arsenal. Now to the camp of the Highline FC. Bro, wallahi, you see this Highline thing? I'll say this and say this over and over again, and I'll die on this cross. You see that Highline thing? Meet Real Madrid with this Highline. Meet Chelsea in the Champions League with this kind of way you are playing. Right? Okay, Barcelona beat Girona by 2-1. Goal at the death from Araujo saved Barcelona's blushes. Very poor performance against a team who is currently performing poorly, Girona. In the preview, I said here that Barcelona were going to scatter them. Right? Barcelona was going to press their necks. But then from what I saw, bro, nothing impressive in this game. Nothing to be happy about. Poor performance from Barcelona against a team like Girona. Barcelona couldn't control the game so well. Right? Girona had chances upon chances to take the lead against Barcelona, even in the first half. They should have even been 2-3 goals up in the first half. This same issue happened against Levante, right? But Barcelona came back and won at the death, the last minute. Against PSG, same thing. Barcelona couldn't control the game in the middle of the park. We could see it. Against Rayo Vallecano, where Barcelona drew 1-1, We could see it. Against Sevilla, we saw it. And now against this Girona side, a very poor Girona side though. But look at what happened. It was all down to Girona's lack of quality in their team. They could have beaten Barcelona on that day. You say you want to play a high line, right? What are the aims of a high line? We all know a high line, right? It compresses the playing space, right? Secondly, it allows you to control the game. Thirdly, it allows you to press very high on your opponent. Now, there's a key issue here. This high line allows you to limit your opposition's playing space, right? So that they can't operate. It limits their space so that they can't operate. But then, with Barcelona, with those matches that I mentioned, we could see that the opponents really had chances or had movement in the middle of the park. And Barcelona were not limiting their playing space at all. Even if they were limiting it, the teams found a way to go through and break that Barcelona high line. We could see it. And we all saw it against the Girona side. We saw it against PSG. We saw it against Rayo. Right? So if you are doing this, and it's not working, why don't you stop it? Because Barcelona is a team that always possesses, even without the high line. We know the high line makes you have more of the ball. You possess more. Right? It makes you take control of the midfield. But then with Barcelona, it seems there are times they don't even have control of the midfield, especially if Pedri is not having his day. If Pedri is not having his day, then everything goes off. Then teams get to move into midfield, break this Barcelona line so easily. They break the line so easily. That's my problem. Currently, Barcelona's back line is very shaky. No quick center backs, just in case they are beaten. Right? So I personally don't see the use of this high line. To be honest, I don't see the use of this high line that Barcelona is playing. Because they always control games even without the high line. They play so well without the high line. They were playing so well when Hansi Flick came without the high line. Right? So I don't see why Barcelona and Hansi Flick are still on this. Because they are playing dangerously. They are living dangerously. Right? And if you come across a team that has quality, you are going to be punished. Barcelona suffered to the extent that Araujo was the one who saved their blushes at the death. Right? So this shows you how shaky Barcelona are right now. Kikio, Kylian Mbappé. Bro, that guy is world class. Yes, Real Madrid 1, Getafe 0. Yes, Real Madrid continue their wonderful form as they beat Getafe by 1-0. Yes, but then in this game, we could see how Real Madrid really controlled the game from start to finish. They still stay top of the La Liga table. With this game, we saw how difficult Madrid found it to break Getafe's line. Right? Bellingham was deployed to play in the number 10 position, which I think was, for a very long time, it wasn't really working. Right? Because Getafe were really defending well with a low block. Real Madrid needed that key to unlock this Getafe defense. Right? Now, few minutes after Getafe had the red card, Madrid took the lead. Wonderful pass from Arda Güler to Kylian Mbappé to wrap it up. Right? Arda Güler is that player. He's that proper number 10 who breaks the lines in difficult situations like this. Yes, we know Jude Bellingham is a solid player by all standards. But then, in this game, Arda Güler was just what Madrid needed. And then he came on, and then he provided that touch for Kylian Mbappé to finish up and then give Real Madrid all 3 points. Yes, so currently, Real Madrid are on top of the La Liga table, ahead of the El Clasico. it's been a wonderful weekend of pure footballing action from the La Liga to the Premier League. Don't forget to drop your comments and keep on subscribing to my YouTube channel. See you next time.